everyone, nice to see you again. I hope that you still remember me from the last lessons that I worked with you. Remember last time we worked on together about the prefix. For example, like an, in, il, with the meaning of negative or not. So today I work with you again, but about the suffixes. Prefixes, the word stand in front of a verb or adjectives. So what is suffixes? Hậu tố của danh từ. It means that with this kind of suffixes, you can build up the noun from the verb or from the adjective. Let me give you an example in Vietnamese first, so that it's easy for you to understand. The example in Vietnamese is bố mẹ luôn luôn mong muốn con cái trưởng thành. The second sentence is sự trưởng thành của con cái là điều bố mẹ mong muốn. So you can see that the two sentences, it has almost the same meaning, but it has a little bit difference from each other. For the first sentence, bố mẹ luôn luôn mong muốn con cái trưởng thành. Trưởng thành ở đây là tính chất, có nghĩa là tính từ. Và ở câu thứ hai, sự trưởng thành của con cái là điều bố mẹ mong muốn, thì sự trưởng thành ở đây lại là danh từ. Vậy thì ở trong cùng một ý chúng ta muốn diễn đạt, nhưng ở một câu chúng ta dùng tính từ, một câu chúng ta dùng danh từ, nhưng cùng một nghĩa là trưởng thành. Vậy thì vấn đề là ở đâu? So let's work on this today. Okay, so we work on this, and I hope that till the end of the lesson, you'll understand what I want to focus on these lessons. First, we will build up the noun from the verb by adding some suffix. Let me emphasize this for you so it's easy for you to see. This, and this, and this. So you can see that ment, ment. It is one of the suffix that you can add to the verb to build up the noun. If this stand alone, it is a verb. Verb, right? And govern, it stands alone without ment. It is a verb. And I think that about the meaning of the words, it is easy for you to understand, right? We have a very clear explanation here. Development, going up. It is more. It has a positive meaning. As you can see, we have a very clear explanation by image here. Improvement, improve, it means the action, the verb to decrease. And improvement is the noun to point out the things. There has been a big improvement in the economy. You can see that this is an adjective and it stands right in front of a noun, improvement. So this is one of the suffix that you can use to build up a noun from a verb. Is there any other suffix? I can answer you yes. So let's see what it is. Okay, this is we learned from the previous slide, right? And about the verb manage, it is quite interesting here. So I want to talk a little bit more about manage. Manage, you can use it like you manage your work, you manage your students, something is very visible. And you can also use manage something that is more abstract, like you can manage your time. That's why we have the phrase time management. And you know that if you can manage your time very well, you can do a lot of useful things in your life. You can achieve a lot of success. So this is the first suffix. This is the second one. This must be very familiar to you guys. Elections. Not only this verb you can use with the suffix tion. You can use other things. For example, let me check out here. Okay. So we have discuss. This is a verb. It means that you talk to each other, you explain yourself to each other, and you try to understand each other's opinion. So this is a verb. So what is a noun? You just need to add ION, discussions. Okay? So you can see that with one suffix that you can add it to more than one word to build up the noun of that word. This is. Reading this sentence, you can understand the meaning of the word election. Who do you think will win the election? Elections mean that it is kind of competition in which people compete to each other to get a very important position in the government. For example, we are very interested in the information about the president election in America, right? So let's move on. Even if we move on, I still want you to continue to review the suffix that we learned. The first one is ment, N-E-N-T. The second one, shin, or you can say that I-O-N. Remember that, don't forget. Of course, I want you to remember everything from the beginning to the end of the lessons. So still here, we have I-O-N, discussion, information. This is interesting, and I want you to remember this. This is not only you add ing, int to joke to make a noun, or spelling ing to make a noun. I want to generalize it so that you can use it in more situations. With verb, and you add ing, you can get a noun. For example, writing, right? And don't forget, if it is end with a vowel, you need to double the consonant in the end. Vowel O, so you double the G, jogging. With the vowel E, you double the L. But with this, no need. Don't make mistake with this. Some people always make mistake like they put the double T here. But with the double T, it's wrong. Just one T, okay? Writing, W-R-I-T-I-N-G. So remember this. For now, we have ment, shin, ink to build up a noun from a verb. So let's move on to see is there any other suffix that we can use. Okay, this is about the adjective to be a noun. We talk about it later. Let's come back to this first. So from the beginning, we have ment, shin, and ink. So now I want to give you some extra suffix to use in order to make more verbs to become noun. You can use, I can write it here because we have a space here. You know the word approve? It means that you say yes to something. For example, you are a journalist and you just have an article and you need it to be approved by the editor-in-chief in order to publish it to people to read. So approve. So this is a verb. How can I make it a noun? Very easy. You just need to add the AL, approval. Right? The AL. Or you know the word propose? Proposal. Propose. Proposal. So we have one more prefix here that you can work on. One more thing. Another one. I think that I need some more paper here. Or you can look at it here, okay? You know the word important? Yes, this is very familiar to you guys. How can you make it to become a noun? You just need to add it A-N-C-E. Okay, so that's something that I want to add it up here to you in order to build up a noun. So remember, you have ment, N-E-N-T. You can add the suffix I-O-N. Or you can add I-N-G, ing, to the verb to build up a noun. Or you can add A-L. Approve, approval. Propose, proposal. Okay, so this is like how you can make a noun from a verb. So what about adjective? Can you change an adjective to a noun? Can you? I can give you the answer. Yes, definitely. You can make an adjective to be a noun. So let's see what is the suffix. Weak. The opposite of weak is strong. So you can understand the meaning of weak. So how can you make weak to become a noun? You just add ness, N-E-S-S, weakness. You can see this is very interesting, right? This weakness cannot happen to lift the weight. So weak is an adjective, weakness is a noun. So you add this to make a noun. Okay, so we have some example here. We have a weak government. This you learned from the beginning. What's her main weakness as a manager? Weakness. So you can see that weak as an adjective is stands in front of a noun. Weakness is a noun, it stands behind an adjective. So remember the position of noun and adjective, okay? Illness. She was ill for a long time. Her hepatitis is a very serious illness. So ill and illness. Don't make mistake, okay? Ill and illness, it has the same meaning but different function. One is adjective and one is a noun. So is there any other way for you to build up a noun from an adjective? Yes. Let's move on this. You know this already, right? So what about this? ITY, activity, activity. So you can add ITY in a word or to make a noun, or you can add it to a adjective to build up a noun. The adjective of activities is active. And the adjective of happiness is happy. Talking about this, the pronunciation of this, it is this. So don't make it like happy or happy. Say it both E and A. You open your mouth as when you pronounce the word A, and then you say the word A, happy. And I hope that you can correct the pronunciation yourself when you're home. Similarity, similar. This is the adjective. And when you add ITY, you get the noun. Stupidity. Remember this. There's some students, or they will think that they will read it like this way, stupidity. But it's not. The stress is on here, so you say that stupidity. This is the Okay? So I hope that I can help you a little bit on the pronunciation. So there's two examples here that you can work on. The two boys are quite similar. Similar, it has the meaning of same, not different. This is similar, right? Exactly similar, right? There is a similarity between all three sons. Or you can say that like this, between the two boys. I just want you to see that the two sentences, it has exactly the same meaning, but it just used different words. Here they use the adjective similar. Here they use the noun similarity. And then I want to tell you one more thing. You can even build up from an adjective to be a noun. Not only using this or ITY, you can also use this. ION, right? You know the word perfect? I know that most of you will know the word perfect. Perfect, everything is wonderful, everything is good, and all of the girls just wants to look for a perfect man. Perfect. So if you add ION, perfection, you get a noun, right? So not only needs, not only ITY, so you can also add ION to get a noun from an adjective. The last thing that I want to mention in this part, how to make an adjective to become a noun, is interesting, I think. This is like rarely used by people, but I think that you have the right to know it. Maybe let me try to write it here. Okay. You know this? Have you ever seen this? Ethan? Have you ever seen this? I think that is a little bit strange for you, but after this lesson, after learning with me, I hope it won't be strange to you anymore. This is a kind of suffix that you can add to a word to make it become a noun. For example, you have this, I have this word, oh, I don't have any space. Here, just look at here, okay? I use this suffix. Swimmated. What does it mean? This is a rare word that people use, but it is interesting. That's why I want to introduce it to you. This is a kind of activities that takes a long time, and it often involves with money. For example, if you want to raise some money for the kids, but it doesn't happen in 1 day or 2 days, but it will last for like 1 year or 2 years to raise the money for the children, for the poor kids or for the disadvantaged children in the world or in Vietnam. So you can use swimmated. This is interesting, and I hope that you remember it. It might be useful for you in the future. For some of you, like want to be an interpreter. So if you know this, it will be very nice. Remember from the last slide when I talked to you about the threats, how you pronounce the word. So I want to focus once again about the pronunciation of some of the words. For example, when you say, I just give you an example first. When you say record, it is the verb, right? So when you say record, it is the noun. So record, the thread is on here, record. But when you say it as a noun, it is record. So the thread is here. You have to remember that adjective and noun, even it is from the same word, but it has a different pronunciation. For example, education. All of the red and underlined is thread. Education. So you have to stress in here. Read it louder or read it higher or read it longer. Education. And here, similarity is on here. Not similar. When it is an adjective, similar. So it is on here. Similar. But when it comes to a noun, similarity. So I want you to practice a little bit. Similarity. Similarity. Okay? Like this. Advertisement. Advertisement. This is the thread. And here, when you say the adjective stupid, so the thread is on here. Stupid. Stupid. But when it comes to a noun, the thread change. Come here. Stupidity. Stupidity. Okay, let's spend about 1 second to remind you about the different pronunciation. Adjective and noun, verb and noun. So remember that. Somebody feel like very familiar to the word teacher, but they don't pay a lot of attention to know that it comes from the verb teach. Teach and teacher, right? Teach and teacher. No need to write it here. So for now, I want to introduce to you more suffix that you can add to a verb to make it to be a noun. Okay? Here. We have ER, we have OR, or we have IST. Let's see how these suffix work. Dance, you can add dancer, ER. In the end, I'm gonna explain to you how you put two nouns together to make a noun. For now, we just focus on the suffix, okay? Dance, you add ER, you have dancer. Or like I just told you, teach. And you have teacher. Okay? Or you have drive, driver. Sing, singer. Oh, this is interesting. A lot of Vietnamese students often read it like singer, but it's not. So remember to pronounce it singer, singer. I can tell you a story about the pronunciation of the word singer. I have a very close friend. She's very good at English. She used to work as a reporter at VTV4. And once, she just heard me pronounce the word singer. And then she told me that, no, it's not correct. You have to pronounce it singer. And now I'm happy to share with you that story. And from now on, try to pronounce it correctly, singer. Okay? And murderer. I think driver, dancer, and singer is very easy for you to guess the meaning of the word. So what is murderer? Oh, a little bit scary, huh? It is like, this is the person who kills another one. So they call it murderer, kẻ sát nhân. As you can look at the pictures and you can guess the meaning, right? So this is just about the ER. So what about the OR? Move on and you will see. Oh, here we still have the ER. Shop manager, footballer, professional footballer, employer. Oh, talking about this. So I just want to give you a little bit extra information. Employer is the person who hire you. So who are you? You are the employee. Employee. You can add this to make a noun but different position, right? Employer is the person who hires you. And you are the employee. You are hired by somebody. For example, if I am a teacher, so I am the employee and the principal of the university is the employer. So try to understand that. Here we go, the OR. So you can see actor. Talking about actor, we have to talk about actress. So you can see, not only adding the OR, you can add the ESS to make the noun from a word. Actor is the male person. Actress is the female one. You can see from here, this is actor. If you consider me as a movie star, so I am the actress. Okay? So hope that you can distinguish that. Director, the translator. Translate the word that you change from one language to another language, you translate. So you are the translator. Computer operator. So we can, I think about the meaning of the word from the pictures here. You can guess the meaning easily. So just spend a little bit of time to practice speaking it a little bit. Actor, director, translator, and this is operator. Okay? And whenever you speak, you don't need to speak too fast. Just speak slow enough and focus on the pronunciation of every single word so that you can make your sentences, your speaking perfect. And yes, we move on to the last prefix that you can add to a verb to make it a verb or a noun to make it, to add it to a verb to make a noun. Artist, economist, psychologist, and journalist. Okay, for now, I want to emphasize one more thing that I might forget when we talk about ER, OR, or IST. When you add the ER, OR, or IST in the end of the word, you will make a noun to describe a person or a job, not a noun in general. That noun describes a person or a job. For example, artist is the person who can draw, or even artist, you can describe some people, somebody that can sing as well. Economist, you know the word economy? Okay, economy, kinh tế, so you can guess economist is somebody that works on economy. They analyze the data, the figures, the numbers to see what is the GDP or what is the GNP. So you can see that sort of thing that an economist will do. Psychologist, and psychology. Okay, so you can see that one woman is talking to a girl. So what psychologists mean? For example, let's take me as an example. If I have some problem, maybe I feel unhappy, I am not satisfied with my life, and I feel stressed. And I need to go to see a psychologist in order to get some advice or suggestions from her or from him to feel better. Psychologist, nhà tâm lý học. Okay, journalist. Looking at this picture with a guy with a camera, you might think, okay, so he just does the photographing? That's not. A journalist who can both do about the pictures and the writing. Journalists, they write the articles on the newspaper or on magazines. My mother is a journalist, so I hope that some of you guys in the future that you want to be the journalist, and if you want to be a journalist, try to study English well, because Vietnamese is now integrated to the world economy, to the world culture. So if you are a journalist, it will be so much better if you know English. So this is about the suffix. This is the last slide, but I still have some more things to show you. This is just a kind of the conclusion to help you to remember the lessons better. Okay, let me put it here. Okay, so this is some kind of the suffix that you can add in order to build up a noun. Here, in, we have Asian. We have ION. We have okay, and I can once again give you the example of the word. For example, spelling. Right? Asian, you can say information. Discuss. Don't make mistake between Asian and ION, okay? And this. Okay, so here you can remember this, and as I told you earlier, you can add this, right? Approval. Okay, so let's take a look at this. You can add in spelling. You can add Asian, information. You can add ION, discussion. You can add ment, achievement. You can add ALO, approval. So this is the first part. Let's move on to the second one. So this is about like you can add in, ing, Asian, ION, ment, or AL to a verb to build up a noun. So let's move on. I just want to remind you of some more things, and then I can let you go have fun with your friends. Okay, so this, you can add this to a verb to give a noun that describes a job. The same here. And same here. Okay. Teacher, teach, and you have teaching. You have act, and you have item. And here you have art, and you have artist. Okay? ER-OR-IST. I hope that until now you remember everything on the board. Okay. The last thing that I want to tell you from this lesson is not only about the suffix. The suffixes, the things that I want you to also remember is the compound noun. The compound noun. Remember the example of the ballet dancer? Diễn viên múa ballet dancer. So, this is a noun. This is a noun. So why this stand before dancer? Why not dancer ballet? So I explained it one time, and I hope that you remember and use it correctly next time. So dancer is a general noun to describe many types of dancer. You can have hip hop, you can have ballet, you can have modern dance, you can have standard dance, you can have Latin dance. So this is the feature, the characteristic of this dance. That's why it plays the role of an adjective, even it is a noun. So remember, if you have the compound nouns, the noun which shows the characteristic of the more general noun, it must stand in front of, okay, in front of the other noun. Ballet dancers, or you can say it is English teacher, not teacher English, okay? English teacher. Wow, today we learned a lot, right? A lot of things. I cannot erase it now so that we have more space. Almost done. Two more things that you need to remember is this. Knits. You can add it to an adjective or et. Add it to an adjective to make a noun. Illness, active, activities. That's everything for today. I hope that you have some useful suffixes that you can use in the future. And don't forget about the pronunciation, okay? My name is QuynhAnh once again. Very nice to talk to you today. And have fun tonight. Take care. See you next time.